before we will begin, as always, I would like to go through a quick sound check to make sure that the sound is in a proper level. I gotta say that we've got some complaints regarding the sound. This is why I always put an effort and time to make sure that the sound is as good as it can get. Okay, so please comment in the question section that the sound is in a proper level, and of course that you can see the screen here. But the screen, I guess that it's fine, because at least I can see it on my end. This is a special webinar, guys. This is an MT4 webinar versus the previous webinars, because you've requested so many times to do a webinar on MT4, so we decided to give it to you. So we are going to have a webinar today on MT5, on MT4, and not the web trader, which we usually do. And we will go through the structure. We'll see how this webinar is going to happen, what will happen in every step. First, we will open with the common questions. So as you know, guys, the format here is that our team has gathered some questions from other previous webinars and from previous live Q&A webinars, and just composed some nice questions for us to review. And on the second part, which will be the dynamic questions, this is the real purpose of this webinar. Well, maybe as much as the common questions, but also the dynamic questions are questions that you guys can ask along the webinar. Okay, if there are certain topics, certain things you would like to see the answer, so of course you can put it down and I will show it to you. Obviously, as much as I can. The third part will be a bit more informative, so links, information, and webinar privileges, and lastly, analysis. Okay, and it's important to note that any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only. It should not be constructed or applied as an investment, an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Regarding the webinar is recorded, so even if you've missed a part or you still need another recap regarding one of the subjects, so you can definitely review our channel on YouTube and just enjoy the webinar as many times as you can. Let's see, there is a question here. Where can we see the US bond yields information, whether it is going up or down, and what rate is it currently? Just a second. I want to see, first of all, Amutha, good to see you. Also, you, Freddy. Let me put your question down, Amutha. Thank you so much. Okay. And obviously, we'll address it accordingly in a minute. Okay, hopefully I can somehow make it, maybe not here, maybe here. There we go. Okay, so what will happen is I'm just going to paste your question, guys. Okay, I'm just going to simply paste your question down here. And this should have a question mark, maybe. Okay, all right. So at this point, this is the first question coming from Amutha, and we're going to begin. Oh, first, I want to make sure that the webinar is recorded, as I was just explaining. So just give me a minute, and that's it. Then I'm all yours, and we will begin. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. It seems like maybe I was still on mute. Guys, we are back. It seems like everything is in place. And as I was explaining, unfortunately, I was on mute. We're simply going to begin. Okay, it seems like everything is it should be. So the first question that we have is, how can I contact my account manager? Okay, so let's first understand what is an account manager. Let's take this question. Let's review the other questions real quick, because I want to see if there is something easier than that. Can I find a good entry? Is it better to trade alone or with a group? Okay. How good is automated trading? How can I improve my risk Money management. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That deserve a question mark. Okay. So this is obviously the easiest one. So we would rather just get this done and then we can answer the other ones. Okay, so how you can contact your account manager. So guys, an account manager, a senior account manager, is somebody who is looking after the account, which you can contact at any time via email or phone, okay, or through the live chats, okay, and you can get a senior account manager after you have made a deposit. Now, this individual can assist you with also things that we're learning about today. Okay, obviously up to a certain level, but he can definitely assist you with all kind of trading inquiries, making a plan, making a strategy, calculations, even some of the things that we have today. You see some discussions here. And the way that you can contact is via email or phone or the live chat. Of course, you can reach out for the customer service. Let me show you if I can. Hopefully I can do that. Just a second. There's a question here. How do I set up trade for downward? Okay, thank you. Thank you, but I think this question might need to be recomposed. Moinini. Okay, or you're just gonna put it down. I think because what you're actually saying is how do you sell? But, okay. All right. What I was about to explain regarding the account manager. So first you gotta know who your account manager is, and then when you know, you can ask the customer service, and they will reach out to him for you. Okay, and they can ask him to contact you. And once you exchange, once you are done with the introduction, you're supposed to have the communication information for the for your account manager. Okay, so I'm gonna put down here via phone, email, or the customer. Yeah, this is basically it. Very, very straightforward. Okay, how can I find a good entry? All right, we'll take this question, we'll paste it on the lovely notepad that we have here. But first, because this is a special webinar, this is an MT4 webinar, I would like us to set together a chart from scratch, so you'll know how to just a second. Another question here coming from Yusuf. Is it good to use your own edge or use AvaTrade signals? Thank you. It's another lovely question coming from Yusuf. And Yusuf, we're gonna put your question right here. Why can't I paste it? Seems like there is an issue here, maybe. What about now? Oh, did it work? I don't know if it worked or not. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna replace that real quick. Yeah, I hope that this is what you meant. Yeah, and as I was explaining, I think it will be appropriate for us to set a chart first before we get to the question itself, because people here maybe just not fully don't know fully how MT4 works. So first of all, it might come like this. See, just with the several things that we have to expose the rest of the assets, you're just gonna right click here at the market watch. This is the market watch, by the way. See, sometimes we don't have it. So we click here on the market watch, then we right click anywhere here, it doesn't really matter. And we're just gonna put here show all. There is a question here coming from Daniela. Okay. Regarding risk money management. Okay, thank you. It's a good question. Hello, Dan. How can we set up our own separate watch list? I'm gonna show that in a moment, Catherine. Thank you. Although I don't know how much space I've got to paste your question. Let's see. Oh, that's the 5th. Perfect. Okay, all right. So as I was saying, you right click here, you click show all, then everything appears. Let's suppose that today we're gonna add a 5th asset. Maybe we should clear some space. Let's get rid of the Euro USD, and then let's go with one of the agricultures. So let's suppose right now I had, oh, I should have kept it because I want to show you how to replace. Let's just place one of them. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let's suppose that it looks like that. Sometimes it's with 6 charts, sometimes it's with 4 charts, sometimes it's just with 1. You see it like that. And then you have here the way that you can minimize. Let's suppose that you want to change your watch list. Who asked about the watch list? Oh, Catherine. So let's suppose that you want to change one of the things here. So we can take out Euro USD as an example. The way that we're going to go about it is we're going to click here on the X to get rid of it. See, there is a blank area here. And to add another chart, all I have to do is to either click here on one of the charts, then I click chart window. I'll show you in a minute how to blend it into the structure. Or you can go through the list, new chart, and then you find yourself in the categories. Let's go with coffee or with wheat. Let's go with, or maybe soybean. Oh, that's a lovely gap. It's a very lovely gap. But we are not, I don't think that we should go through that now. What about wheat? How is wheat doing? Yeah, not bad. Also, I saw this morning silver was also very okay. So to blend it into the structure, how do I do that? I just click here on the windows and then I click title windows. Okay, and then it appears. And if I want to increase, I want to analyze specifically wheat, I'm just going to click here and expand it through the whole screen. One more thing, you can also extend your view on the candles. Okay, you can just zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. I click it a few times as you saw, and I'm going to change from 1 hour. Right at the top, you can find the time frames, right? In a minute, we're going to go through all of those steps just to clarify. Changing here, you see where it says here weekly. Here it says daily, here it says hours, okay, monthly, and so on. So I'm changing to weekly. In a minute, we're looking at the bars, but we're going to change it to candles. Could also be this nice line. This is a personal advice. Of course, nobody has to do it, but specifically me, I like everything to make sense with the candlesticks. With the colors, so I'm just going to go to properties. You see here there are properties. I'm going to keep the bar up green, bar down it would make sense to be red. Bull candle again needs to be green. Again, this is my personal preferences. You don't have to completely. You don't have to do any of that. Hi, the trade for us from AvaTrade, is it a real thing? I have absolutely, Thabani, thank you for the question. I have absolutely no idea what that is. This is exactly this is exactly what the first question that we had in the beginning. You saw with the account manager. I'm sure, Thabani, that if you'll contact your account manager and send him a nice screenshot or some piece of information, he can check whether if it's reliable or not. At least he can give you his opinion. But I just don't know. I wish I could give you an answer. So as I was saying, we just set up the chart. Now it's red and green. Makes sense. You see bearish candles and bullish candles and so on. Okay, so to look a little deeper, we're going to click here on the plus. Okay, and we can begin. All right, so the question here is, how can I find good entry? Oh, I wanted to recap the steps. So let's take that one, okay, gold. So what we did is we added it to the chart. We're just gonna do it a little quicker this time. We go to metals, we click gold. To put it in the structure, we click here on Windows, and there it is. Then we can expand it and we can organize the chart. Click here plus a couple of times, change the candles. Again, go to properties and then change the color if you want. If you wanted to have it the same way that we did it with wheat. Okay, there you go. Yeah, very simple. Okay, now if I want to go back to wheat, just minimize. You see how easy that it was, and then back to wheat. Okay. All right. Right now we're looking at wheat. Wheat is one of the agriculture contracts that we have, and if we think about a good entry, what is exactly a good entry? Who can tell me what is an entry? Leave whether if it's good or bad. What exactly? What is entry, guys? Who can tell me? Right now I want to open a trade. Let's also bring up that. Okay. Right now I want to open a trade. What is entry? I just click here buy or sell. I don't know what entry is. Okay, so entry is the best place. The entry is when I open the trade. So good entry will be the safest or the best place, which I think I can grasp the movements that I want on the chart in the safest way, right? If I just click sell or buy, when you enter the trade, exactly, well done. So as I was explaining, okay, the entry here, good entry. For instance, if I take a sell here, let's look at the monthly for a second. Okay, so if I look right now at the sell, okay, so we're gonna place some things on the chart, some lines and some other things. Everything is from here. Okay, you see that segment at the below the new chart. You see there is new chart here. So you have that segment with all kind of things: price line, vertical line, trend line. Okay. All right. So you can see I'm gonna fetch one of the horizontal line, and then I'm gonna place it here at 500. Okay. For some reason, this one is red. Oh, maybe we can change. Okay, you see here there is the object list. Then I click here and click edit because it's red and I don't like. It's just difficult to see it. Makes it a little difficult for your eyes. There we go. Okay, so we have the 500 line. This is one of my resistance. Maybe we can move it a little lower. Okay, just gonna go to the object list, edit. We'll make it maybe instead of 500, let's make it 475. Okay, you can see that this is the support line, one of the support line. There is another support line right here, which it hasn't reached. And I can see that if I take a sell here, the way down is something that didn't happen recently, right? For instance, if we see the price here, the 500 line is something that wheat has only been 3 years ago, a little more than maybe 2 months, 3 years and 2 months. Okay, if I think about a buy, then I can aim for a certain price, which is in a higher price. So the entry price, good entry or bad entry, well, not bad, and nobody wants bad entry, but if I'm aiming for a good entry, what I should think about is where am I heading to and during what time. Right now, if I take a sell, statistically, how long it can take it to get there, again, this is relying on the last time that it's been there, was 3 years ago. Okay, if I aim for, as an example, 572 or maybe even 575, I'll teach you a nice shortcut. If you hold Control and B, you get to your parameters. Okay, that one we're gonna change. Oh, sorry, that's the first one. The other one, we're just gonna raise it by $3, so 573. Oh, sorry, 575. There we go. Maybe even higher than that. Yeah. Okay, so you see, when was the last time that it's been there statistically? You see, I keep playing between the crosshairs because I want to show you, but it's already here at the bottom. It's already here. You see at right here? Okay, so last time that it's been there was just a couple of months ago. Here it was 3 years ago. Here it was a couple of months ago. Meaning that if I'll take a sell here and I'm aiming for that price, oh, it doesn't let me show it to you guys. Okay, you see, if I aim for this price, it's been 2 months ago, give or take. Now, if I aim for higher price, let's say, as an example, $30 up. Let me be precise about it. Just a second. Okay, and I change it for $30 up. What is $30 up? 612 plus 30. That makes it 42. Okay, when was the last time that it's been on that price? When was the last time, guys? Who can tell me? Let's change it to this guy. 6th of, but this is weekly, so we can't be too precise, but the weekly, according to the weekly candles, it's been on the 6th, which was 2 weeks ago, right? Give or take. If I need to be more precise, I can just place here the vertical line. Same idea. We're gonna change this guy's color because red is very difficult to see. Okay, you see here the 6th? Excellent. So if I enter with a sell or if I enter with a buy, I can see where the price that I'm aiming for is in my range. So if, for instance, I'm aiming for 642 and I see that $30 up is something that I can achieve within 2 weeks, and statistically, it's been there a week before, and 2 weeks before that, and 1 week before that, and 3 weeks before that. So statistically, from above and from below, this is a price that wheat has gone through. Now, if I want to optimize my entry, not just a good entry, but I want to really understand that this is a safe place to buy or to sell, I can look at the support and resistance. Okay, by the way, to get rid of everything altogether, oh, maybe we shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do it until we're done. So if I want to optimize my entry, let's just get rid of that guy. Okay, so that means that if I buy now or I wait for something to happen, and then I see if I'll wait for confirmation, Now, confirmation can be one of many things. I'm just going to show you one example, but you should know that there are many things for confirmation. One of the things is support and resistance, meaning, as you can see, the support line here, 580, is something that if I look at the candle here, I hope that you can see the figures. I don't know if you can see the figures at the bottom. I see that the lowest point here was 586. So that means that it almost reached the support line. Okay, to clarify, support will be the edge points under the price, and resistance will be the higher levels above the price. So if the price is 612, maybe I should have replaced those guys to be gray, and then there wouldn't be a confusion between the actual price, or maybe yellow. Yeah, let's make it yellow for sure. Okay, so just a second. Yeah, so when I look at the support and resistance, we see that the last support line was a little lower than where wheat is at right now. Okay, and this tail here, let me get a little closer. This tail here, you see that little thin line here is something that happened on the 21st of May as well, which means that this is not a formula. This is not a formula. As I said in the disclosure, sometimes it works, sometimes it's not. This dragonfly candle here is showing us that wheat couldn't break the support line once, and here as well, and here as well, and again it happened here as well. So if the sellers wanted to pull wheat down, could have already exceeded through the support line. Now, I can take a buy now and think, okay, if I take the buy now and I place my stop loss somewhere around the support line, I know that if it flinches down, okay, maybe a little, yeah, here, if it flinches down, it's not going to trigger my stop loss, and then I can grasp the buy. If I want to enter, let's say as an example, I don't want to put too many lines, but if as an example I want to, just a second, we're going to increase this guy's price by $3. Okay, if I enter as an example somewhere here or somewhere higher, that means that I'm waiting for something to happen and only then take a position. Okay, the reason that I would want to do one of these things is because I feel that it's a safer area to buy or to sell. Okay, again, this is not such a bad idea to sell or to buy here, but sometimes if we wait for something to happen, we can confirm the trend. Okay, so to find a good entry, there are a few things that we need to do. One, we need to know where the price that we're aiming for. Two, we need to know that the price that we're aiming for is something that statistically backs us up. And third, we need to look at support and resistance and know whether we are getting to the support and resistance or we're very far away. Okay, for instance, as I showed you here, because if it passes that segment, okay, if it passes that segment, 576, so the next station is very far down. Yeah, right here, if I'm aiming for a buy, see, statistically, it's been around that area for a while now. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna put the answer here. Maybe we'll put that one first. Support and resistance. Check statistically. when was the last time price was there? Check statistically when was the last time your asset reached the price you want. Price you're aiming for. Okay, and the last thing that we said, decide whether to enter now or after confirmation. Okay, confirmation can be many things. Could be reversal. Could be ongoing trend. Could be some formations, head and shoulders, candlesticks. Specifically, Dragonfly, as we spoke about. You see, it tested the support, but it got rejected here as well. Okay, all right. Second question is it better to trade alone or with the group? This is actually a very common question, guys. Let's understand here the benefit. If I'm trading alone, so my indication is only myself, right? I have no indication. I can do analysis and so on, but I have no comparison. If I'm trading with a group, that means that I can compare my performances with my associates, and maybe I can get some good advice. Of course, if I'm trading with somebody who is not so experienced, then maybe I can. Let's say that the contribution will be a bit different, right? So if you're trading with a group and you're on the same level and everybody trading almost the same assets or at least the same field of assets, you can contribute each other and of course have a very fruitful relationship. If you're trading alone, well, you just need discipline. It has its advantages because nobody confuses you and so on, but it's a bit different. So my opinion, is it better to trade alone or with a group? If it's a good group, yes. If it's a group that requires you to pay and not necessarily benefit you in any way, so we should understand the nature of things. Okay, trading with a group could be helpful. Depend how let's keep it this way. I don't want to elaborate too much, but I guess you guys understood. Okay, how good is automated trading? Okay, how good is automated trading? So automated trading comes in few forms. There's fully automated. There is semi-automated. And there is automated, then manual. Now, what do you think that is the best way to go about it? Fully automated, manual, what do you think? Let's suppose that I put my money in something automated, as an example, right, and it doesn't work. Will I know why it doesn't work? In here, if I put my money and I don't know how to trade, what will happen is, if it works, I'll make money, but I wouldn't know why, right? If I don't have experience, okay, let me put it in a different way. So fully automated could be great, but it requires adjustments. Okay, semi-automated means that sometimes it's automated, but sometimes I make those adjustments by myself, but I have the knowledge to do that. Okay, when I'm automated for I don't know, for a few months or whatever the time period that I decide, and then I switch to manual or vice versa, which is called an EA, I'll explain about it in a second, then it could make more sense because this comes from research. And it's not just, I didn't just click a button and I'm hoping to make money. No, I'm doing that after I've done research. For instance, we have a third-party company called AvaTrade, right? That we work with. This is for certain accounts, AvaTrade, right? Those are, it's not a software. Those are people who are trading. You can check the performances and follow somebody, but you do it with research. You've done some exploration. Now you understood. You have AvaSocial as an example. Same idea. Same exact idea. I don't just blindly follow somebody. I follow somebody that I understood that it's good for me. I saw its performances. I saw for not just a day or two. I actually grasped a while now, and I know that it's good for me. So automated trading this way means you've done the research, you're capable of decide whether if it's good or not, you're capable of decide if the progress is sufficient, and so on. This is when you have experience. If it's fully automated and you don't have experience, you wouldn't even know. If it works, it works. You wouldn't know why it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and you wouldn't know what went wrong. Okay? Like I said, you can maneuver with automated. Just keep in mind two things. One, you still need basic experience to make a judgment. Otherwise, if you follow blindly, we understand what can happen. And the second thing is you got to do research. You got to actually make adjustments. I'm not familiar with anything that has permanent guarantee to succeed. Okay? Sometimes, again, if you're lucky enough and you find the golden nugget, you have a magical software, maybe. Most of the times and for most of the clients, knowledge is still essential. Yeah. Okay, so that's mainly it. Is it good to automate trading? Automated trading can save a lot of time and be very efficient. Sorry. Okay, profitable. Okay, although it requires minimal level of experience and good research. Yeah. Okay, not just do things blindly. How can I improve my risk money management? Yeah, we'll see about that question because this requires time, and I have some check the reports or check the recent report result, and you can just maybe you can also use Google. Do research. Right, so I understood there is a question about risk money management, which I will give an answer in a minute. First, I just want to, this one needs to be elaborated. I don't remember exactly who asked me that. How do I set up a trade for downward? But I guess, is it the sell? Was the intention here is if it's a sell or not? I don't really understand. Is it good to use your own analysis or signals? Okay. AvaTrade does not provide signals, but Trading Central is providing trading signals which can be found on our platform. Signals are an amazing additional layer of analysis. Okay. Although is advisable to use it as an additional layer and not absolute analysis, maybe not solely, right? Yeah, meaning exactly as I said about automated trading, right? If I'm using signals, I should remember those are instructions what to buy or to sell. It's not risk money management. It still requires me to analyze, okay? Risk money management, how do I set 1% stop loss and 2% take profit? Okay, hello Dan, can we, yes, this one I already showed on the chart. Okay, showed on the chart, right? Yeah, now let's do that. Yeah, and on the same with the same stone, we're gonna take this bird as well. Just before we do that, I would like to share with you guys, because I guess that after this webinar, you want to learn some things by yourself. So I'm just gonna share with you through the chat. This is the education center. Here there is login and deposit. Here there is the faculty help center. This for real account. Still, if you're still a beginners and you want to move to the real deal, so the real account is here, and the academy. And lastly, I'll give you the nice benefit to have one-on-one premium market review with your senior account manager. Now, let's talk about risk money management. This question came from, who asked me about the 1%, 2%? Oh, Daniela, right? So Daniela, watch closely. We're going to do this exercise together. Okay, let's paste the question here. Right, regarding risk money management. Okay, so actually, I'd rather take that and maybe combine. Okay, I'm just gonna show how to do it, and then if it will make sense. All right, let's carry on with wheat. Let's suppose that at the minute 6:13, let's suppose that we aim for $20 up. Did I land it? I was close though. And also this yellow doesn't, I don't know why, it just doesn't seem right. Okay, let's change it. 63375. Let's make it blue. Will blue be any good? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, that means that 612 to 633, that's $20 higher. Let's get rid of that at the moment. Okay, so to open a position, we're gonna right click here and then click new order. Okay, you have trading here and new order. Okay, and if you want, you can just click F9. It does the same thing. And then we can set for risk money management. See here, for risk money management, where is the question that, oh, we didn't paste it? Okay. For risk money management, we're going to use stop loss and take profit. Sometimes we we set a percentage for the whole account, sometimes for a single position, which needs to be anyway. Okay, and now we're going to compare what can be the outcome and measure it in percentage. Okay, so in this case, we can see that the price for wheat, like we said, is 612. That means that if the take profit is going to be 633, now price 612. Oh, did it move already? Oh, it moved. Never mind. Never mind. Take profit. Let's understand what it means. Take profit. Take profit is a price that the platform will close it. Okay, with the profit. That means that if now is 612 and my take profit is 615, if it gets to 615, we'll close it with a profit. Okay, that's because we are if it's a buy. If it's a buy, the intention is it will be higher. If it's a sell, the intention is it will be lower. Okay, so if my take profit is 633, maybe 632 now. Just keep on moving, but we're gonna try and do our best to catch up with the pace, right? Right. So we have $20 higher, and in here we have, let's make it $10 down, just as an example. $10 down from 612 is 602. Okay. Sorry. There we go. 602. Click OK. There we go. Now we have $20 up and $10 down. Our balance is 10,000, right? Balance. Stop loss is 602. Great. Now, this can lead to a certain profit, and this can lead to a certain loss. Okay, I don't recommend any ratio. I don't recommend any ratio, but because the question is 1% and 2%, we're just going to show how it works. How much is 1% of 10,000? Who knows? How much is that, guys? How much is 2%? That means, okay, that we need, according to Daniela's question, we need to have 2% up and 1% down. That means 2% to make profit, to make $200, hopefully 200, and stop loss needs to at max lose 100. Now, if I have well, I don't want to give you the answer right away. Let me first ask you, what needs to be the lot size? Maybe not the lot size. Okay, I'm gonna to make 200 profit and 100 loss. Okay, or maybe how many units? You know what? I'll make your life a little easier. How many units, guys? In the meantime, I'm going to put our formula here. Remember, this one is $10 away from the entry. You see, oh, it moved again, giving us tough times. You see, this is $20 up, this is $10 down. So that means, I'm not saying if it's wise or not, guys. I don't take this 1 or 2% as a recommendation, right? It's not. Okay, so let's work it out together. If I have 1 unit, multiply $20 1 unit multiply $10. Again, this is, we said, take profit. This is stop loss. Yeah, so how much is that, guys? How much is that? You can tell me. How much is 1 multiplied 20, right? How many do we need to make it 200 and 100? I'm gonna give you 5 seconds, then you'll have the answer. 3, 2, 1. Let's make it 10. Okay. So if this position has 10 units, right? 10 units, 0.1. That's 10 units. And we're gonna go for buy or sell. And our take profit. See there, I gotta switch from market execution. Watch what I'm doing. I gotta switch from market execution to pending order. And then in a pending order, I'm gonna switch here to buy. Sorry, something doesn't make sense. Oh, it's only when the position is open. It's very, very unfortunate. Okay, never mind. I'll show it to you in here. So the stop loss, I'm gonna put the stop loss 602 as it's written here. You see at the bottom, and in here 632. Okay, and then if I click here, sell or buy, I know that the platform will remember those things. Now, how do I know that 0.1 is 10 bushels of wheat? Maybe 0.1 is 1. No, 1 lot is equals to 100. Therefore, equals to 10, right? And as we said, 10 multiplied 10 gets us to 100. That's at the bottom. And 10 multiplied 20 gets us to 200. That's at the top. Okay. Now, regarding in general in risk money management, unfortunately, we don't have time to cover the actual question. So we took the question from our guest, from Daniela. Okay. But in general, the exercise that we did here, if you want to improve your stop loss, if you want to improve your risk money management, keep in mind that there is an exposure for your account and an exposure for your positions. Okay, meaning this exercise 1%, 2%, 5%, one position equals certain exposure. Stop loss based. 2 positions equals higher or bigger. Okay, and that means that the more positions that I'll have, the higher my exposure will be. Unless I trade only one position and I use a swing or something like that, and then I just have one position, I don't diverse, I don't hedge, I don't do anything, then my exposure will be the same. It will be the same for the account and it will be the same for the position. But most of the people, no, I shouldn't say most of the people, it's a common thing to trade more than a single position. I think it's a safe thing to say. All right, guys. So let me just paste the question here. Maybe I can also put, yeah, maybe I can also put this together to help you guys. Yeah, I should. Maybe I should. It could help, so why not? Where must I? Well, it's not what I wanted. I put it twice. Okay. Well, I hope that it's understood. There is only so much I can explain about risk money management in the time that we had. Never mind, never mind. Guys, unfortunately, we only have 2 minutes left. So in the time, I'm going to give you this lovely benefit, the Q&A benefit. I'm going to paste it in the chat. You can give it to your senior account manager. I hope that everybody enjoyed. I'm sorry that, again, I couldn't answer too thoroughly for all the questions because, as you saw, time was on the essence. Yeah, that's it. The rest is up to you. So I wish you all best of luck with trading. Thank you for coming join us today with a live Q&A. As I have explained, it will probably the recorded version will probably be uploaded today or tomorrow. And that's it. So best of luck with your trading. Make a lot of profits and have a good rest of the week.